It's basically descent, a descent down into darkness. It's a struggle of trying to cope with existence and trying to find your way in a world that seems bleak. Michael's world is so um, isolated and confined to this white room that he has no idea of the outside world. Uh, you could look at it as a way of like the whole film takes place within someone's head and what mental ailments can do and afflict somebody and what that can cause somebody to go through and feel. So it's a lens into everyday life of an average person and what they kind of go through on a day to day. But it's looking at it in a way of like insanity. It's taken the most simple things of like sleeping and looking at yourself in the mirror and talking to friends and trying to put on a show and a mask for people to a smile, and you practice these mannerisms. You practice um, being normal and being human and stuff, and looking at this in a very isolated, confined, almost insane way, um, taking these normal mundane things and turn them into a distorted lens into it. So as Michael progresses through his journey in the room, he starts realizing things. He starts seeing things for what they truly are. Um, his friends being not his friends, his love interests not having any connection, any emotion to him. And this is looked at in a way of mannequins being that they're not real people. So they can't show any of these emotions. And looking at yourself in the mirror every day and seeing yourself distort and become something that you're not familiar with, seeing something that's not truly yourself in the mirror anymore, and going through all these things and finally accepting who you truly are, and the journey of escaping the confinement that is your mind, the bleak black um, darkness that starts encompassing the entirety of our minds, expressed in a outward physical manifestation. And this is a journey that I personally went through. This film is loosely based off of like my own life experiences and what I've gone through um, throughout the years and what I've kind of grew up with. I was kind of confined to a singular room and didn't have any outside perception or anything like that for the longest time, and um, it became very isolated and very struggling, and it was a insanity almost. And so I wanted to reflect that in like this kind of idea and concept. And it's only after you truly accept who you are and finally accept the things that are happening to you that are really not in your control, they're just happening. And the acceptance of the impact of these things in your life and what is going on, you can truly become free. And that's when Michael becomes free in the movie. He escapes the room and escapes his own mind and frees himself. But he's not out of his struggle yet. He's still pushing through that struggle and still crawling through it. But now that he's accepted himself, he has that willpower and drive to keep pulling forward and keep crawling against that ground and keep trying to move on to that final destination that he wants to achieve and wants to get to. And once you finally get to that destination, you can then emerge a phoenix, a new being, something that you create yourself, not bound to any previous restrictions, not bound to anything but your own will and desire. So I wanted to reflect that in a very conceptual and metaphoric way.